I've been alone in my parents' house before. Actually, I was alone most of the time growing up. My dad traveled constantly for work, and my mom was usually out with friends or staying with relatives. By the time I was 19, being alone in that big house felt normal. I knew every sound it made, every creak in the stairs, every hum in the vents. That's important, because the night this happened, I knew for a fact I was alone. My dad was out of town for work. My mom told me earlier that week she'd be staying at my aunt's place overnight. I remember her saying, "It's just you tonight," like it was something unusual. It wasn't. Around 11 p.m., I went upstairs to my bedroom. My room was at the end of the hallway. At the top of the stairs was a small landing, my parents' bedroom to the right, bathroom halfway down the hall, and then my room at the very end. I left my bedroom door open. I always did. It made the house feel less empty. Downstairs, I had left the TV on in the living room, low volume, just background noise. Around midnight, as I was lying in bed scrolling through my phone started ringing. No caller ID. I stared at it. I had never received a no caller ID call before, especially not that late. I ignored it. It stopped, then immediately started ringing again. Same thing, no caller ID. For some reason, that second call made me answer. Hello? Silence. Not complete silence, though. There was something in the background. It took me a second to realize what I was hearing.
It sounded like a TV. Very faint, but definitely a TV. I frowned and listened closer. The sound on the phone wasn't random. It matched my TV downstairs. Exactly. Same dialogue, same timing, no delay. My stomach dropped. That meant whoever was on the other end of the call wasn't watching the same show somewhere else. They were hearing my TV in real time, inside my house. I sat up in bed. "Hello?" I said, again, louder. Nothing, just the TV audio. I got up and walked quietly to my bedroom doorway and looked down the dark hallway toward the stairs. The TV downstairs was still playing softly, and through the phone, I heard it perfectly synced. I felt this cold wave move down my spine. I tried convincing myself it was some kind of glitch. Maybe the call was picking up my microphone audio. That made no sense, but I needed it to. Then I heard something downstairs. A floorboard creak. Not from the phone, from inside the house. My mouth went dry. I whispered, "Who's down there?" The call immediately disconnected. That's when I knew this wasn't some glitch. A few seconds later, I heard it. A throat clearing, downstairs, clear as day. Someone was in my house. I backed into my room and slowly shut the door, locking it. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped my phone. I called my dad. No answer. I called again. Still nothing. I tried my uncle next. He lived in the same town. He picked up on the second ring, clearly half asleep. I told him everything. While I was explaining, my phone vibrated again. No caller ID. My heart felt like it was going to explode. I told my uncle to stay on the line and switched over. I answered. This time there was no TV sound, just footsteps. Slow, heavy footsteps. And they were synced perfectly with the footsteps I suddenly heard outside my bedroom. Then my doorknob started moving. Whoever was on the other side tried pushing the door. The lock held. I could hear the knob rattling through the phone at the exact same time it was happening in real life. They were calling me while standing outside my bedroom. I merged the calls and shouted into the phone, "It's not Dad! Someone's in the house!" My uncle started yelling back, saying he was on his way. The anonymous caller hung up instantly. The footsteps outside my door moved away. Those 7 minutes waiting for my uncle to arrive were the longest minutes of my life. Every tiny sound felt amplified. Eventually, I heard my uncle's voice downstairs. I ran out of my room and we searched the house together while calling the police. The TV was still on. The kitchen window was wide open enough for someone to crawl through. Police arrived and did a full search, but whoever had been inside was gone. A few days later, an officer called me. They had traced the no-caller ID call. It belonged to someone I knew from high school. Not a close friend, not an enemy, just someone who had my number. When police questioned him, he claimed his phone had been stolen days earlier at a party. He never reported it, said he was just going to get a new one anyway. Nothing came of it. No arrest, no confession. To this day, I don't know if it was really him. And honestly, I'm not sure which possibility is worse, that someone I casually knew broke into my house, or that someone stole his phone specifically to call me while standing inside my living room.